boys and girls. Welcome to Science for Life for grade 4 pupils. I am Nirani Narain, and today we will learn more about science. So get ready to have lots of fun because science is cool, it's awesome, and it is all around us. Remember to investigate, explore, and ask lots and lots of questions. Before we get into our topic for today, let's review what we did in the last lesson. We learned that vertebrates are animals with backbones. Vertebrates are divided into 5 groups. These groups are mammals, birds, fishes, amphibians, and reptiles. Mammals are warm-blooded. They breathe by lungs. They suckle their young. Their young are born and they are covered with hair, fur, or wool. Our lesson for today is based on birds and fishes. By the end of this lesson, you should 1. List the characteristics of birds. 2. List examples of birds. 3. List the characteristics of fish. 4. List the examples of fish. And 5. Identify the similarities and differences of birds and fish. So, we're going to go directly into birds. Here is a video to help you understand and identify the characteristics of birds. As you watch the video, try to answer these questions. 1. What are birds covered with? 2. Are the young birds hatched or born? 3. Which organ do birds breathe through? 4. Are birds warm-blooded?
Hello everybody, in this video we're going to learn about our friends the birds. They're so diverse and there are so many colours and shapes, it's fun to learn about them. For example, this tiny little hummingbird doesn't look anything like this huge ostrich. And these penguins don't look much like this peacock with its large fan-shaped tail. Well, they may not look alike, but they're all birds and have many things in common. Birds are oviparous, which, as you know, means that they reproduce by laying eggs. The females lay the eggs in nests, in the rocks or on the ground, and with the heat of their bodies, they incubate the eggs until the little chicks hatch. Birds don't have teeth, they have beaks or bills, and these can be very different, depending on what that species of bird feeds on. They breathe with their lungs, that are connected to bags full of air, called air sacs, and these help birds to fly. Also, nature, which is very clever, has made their bones hollow, so they weigh very little. And because of this, it's much easier for them to fly. The skin of birds is covered with feathers. These protect them from the cold and heat. Birds have 4 limbs. The back ones are legs, and the front ones are wings. Together, the wings and feathers are essential for them to be able to fly. And in some cases, so they can swim. Birds are terrestrial, and most of them can fly. Can you think of any birds that can't fly? That's right. Penguins and ostriches are 2 species of birds that cannot fly. Birds have 4 types of feathers. Those that cover the whole body. Flight feathers in the wings that help them to fly. Down feathers, which cover the chest and belly and maintain the body at a constant temperature. And tail feathers that help guide the bird's body like a rudder on a boat. Birds can be classified into several groups according to what they eat. Herbivores feed on plants and grasses. Their beaks are short and strong and can crush seeds and grains. When they only eat grains, they're called granivores. Carnivorous birds hunt and eat other animals, using their strong, curved beaks. Within the group of carnivores, there are insectivores that only eat insects, and piscivores that only feed on fish. These birds have pointed beaks that are long and sharp to help them catch the fish. Remember, birds that eat fish are called piscivorous. The last group, omnivorous birds, includes pigeons and hens, and they eat almost anything. So remember, birds are oviparous, which means they reproduce by laying eggs. Their mouths are beaks or bills, and they breathe with their lungs. Their skin is covered with feathers, and depending on the food they eat, they can be herbivorous, carnivorous, or omnivorous. So, now you know a lot more about birds.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the video. What did we learn from the video? We learned that birds are vertebrates. Birds are covered with feathers. They lay eggs, and therefore the young ones are hatched. They have beaks or bills. The bills tell of the diet of the bird. Birds breathe by lungs, which are connected to air sacs. Most birds fly. However, two birds that cannot fly are the ostrich and penguin. Birds are warm-blooded. Some examples of birds are, you have hummingbird, kiskadee, and the blue saki. Now let's go into fishes. Here is a video to help you understand and identify the characteristics of fishes. As you watch the video, try to answer these questions. 1. What are fishes covered with? Are the young fish hatched or born? Which organ do fish breathe by? And 4. Are fish warm-blooded?
Hello friends, and welcome to a new Happy Learning video. Today, we're going to learn about the wettest animals on the planet. Presenting the fish. In almost all the places where you can find water, be it either salt water or fresh water, you can also find fish. There are fish of all sorts of sizes, shapes and colors, and yet they all have common characteristics, which you should know. Fish are vertebrates. Their skeleton is made up of bones or cartilage. They are also cold-blooded. Their temperature is not constant, meaning it depends on the water temperature. This fish looks really cold. All fish have extremities in the form of fins, as you can see in this image. Dorsal fins, caudal fins, which is the tail, pectoral fins, pelvic fins, and anal fin. Another really important fact that one must remember is that almost all fish are covered in scales. The gills are the fish's respiratory organ. The respiration process is very interesting. Water enters through the mouth and goes to the gills. The gills then collect the oxygen and distribute it to the rest of the body through the blood vessels. Then the water is expelled through an opening which can be found in the majority of the fish behind their head, which is called the gill flap. Fish reproduce by laying eggs. Therefore, they are oviparous, and their fertilization can be either external or internal. Some fish are excellent fathers, like this one who protects his babies inside his mouth. He looks as if he's going to eat them, but he's actually protecting them. Look at that! Isn't it amazing? Almost all fish are carnivores, eating other fish smaller than themselves, and therefore they each have different ways of defending themselves. The most common action to take is when feeling threatened is to escape as fast as possible, as in to swim away rapidly. But there are other ways of defending themselves that are much more original. For example, this clownfish finds hiding himself among these venomous enemies. Others imitate or camouflage themselves with their background by obtaining the color and shape of the plants and rocks around them. Can you see this fish in the image? Oh, well, there was indeed a fish, and a very hungry one. Look at this. This is the largest fish in the world, the whale shark. Even though it is called a whale shark, you must remember it is actually a shark, not a whale. Whales are not fish. They are aquatic animals, like these friendly dolphins. So never forget, whales and dolphins are not fish, but mammals. Now I have a very important fact you must always remember. It's extremely important. As you already know, fish, as well as many other animals, live in the water. Water is essential for life. And for this reason, we must look after it. We must protect it. There are people who dirty nature by throwing rubbish into the rivers and oceans without thinking about their terrible consequences they're causing. The plastics and substances which contaminate the water kill a huge amount of fish. Turtles, dolphins, whales, sharks, and many more die every day because of contamination. Water is a source of life. We must take care of it and protect it. So now you know, look after nature and all living things, and they can live happily.
Welcome back again. What did we learn from this video? We learned that fish are vertebrates. Most fish are covered with scales. They lay eggs, so therefore their young are hatched. They breathe through gills. They are cold-blooded. Fish are also called aquatic animals. Some examples of fish are shark, trout, snapper, bangameri, and so on. Now here I have a diagram on the screen. It's two circles interlocking each other. One part is pink, in the middle is purple, and the other side you have blue. Now in the middle where you have the purple part, I want you to put in the similarities or the similar characteristics of birds and fish. And on the pink part where you have birds, you're going to put the differences of birds compared to fishes. You have 5 minutes to complete this task, and when you finish, you're going to see if your answer compares to mine. All right, my answers are on the screen there. Did you get these answers? I hope so. The similarities between birds and fish are they are both vertebrates. Remember, birds, they have backbone, and fishes, they also have backbone, so they are called vertebrates. And both birds and fishes lay eggs. Now, how they are different? Birds are warm-blooded, whereas fishes, on the other hand, are cold-blooded. Birds breathe by lungs, whereas fishes breathe by gills. Birds are covered with feathers, whereas fishes are covered with scales. So I hope you got these answers. If not, go through back the characteristics and try your best next time. Your task for this lesson: you're to draw and color a bird and a fish of your choice, and share with somebody the characteristics that you've learned about birds and fishes. Hope you enjoyed the lesson on birds and fishes today. In our next lesson, we'll learn about amphibians and reptiles and their differences. Goodbye, children. See you next time.